Welcome back to another video. Today we are in the Catcher Cup for the Great League, and we have an adjustment with this team here. We are running the Lickitung Gligar and Clodsire, but the Clodsire, we have a different move set on it, running the Mud Shot and Stone Edge. So let's see how this team is going to run. Here we have the Lickitung versus the Gligar. They just switch out, and then we're going to switch into the Gligar. So here we're going to make sure we try to beat this Gligar with our own Gligar with some health advantage. It looks like they're going to throw another Aerial Ace right here, and it looks like they already have another Aerial Ace. So here we're just going to let this go actually, and we're just going to allow a potential farm down. We are going to be able to get to the farm down, and then we're going to throw these body slams right back at this Clodsire. This Clodsire here is going to try to get to a move, and we try to catch a move right there, but unfortunately it didn't do anything, and we are going to have to tank it first quick right there. We're going to be running this Stone Edge version. We do get the Stone Edge off, but our opponent ends up shielding, and it looks like we're going to have to make a decision here. Do we shield here, or do we let this to go through? We actually decided to shield, and we're basically trying to take out this Artifact for KO. Our opponent ends up letting it go through, and then we're going to only be able to get to this Stone Edge right here. Our opponent's shields, don't blame them, because it could have easily been an Earthquake, but it looks like right here our opponent is going to have a ton of health left, so this Lickitung is not going to be able to take out this Clodsire. So looks like that team right there was able to outpace us in the back line right there. So we want to make sure we make some adjustments right there. We are running the Stone Edge for all the potential flyers that are floating around. So here we're going to be met with the Gligar. This Gligar, we definitely don't want it on our Clodsire, especially without some energy advantage. So we're just going to stay in for right now. We're going to throw this Body Slam. Let's see what they end up trying to do here. They are able to get to another move. Let's see. We do allow the dig to go through. We are able to survive it, but we're going to switch out here. Our opponent ends up staying in to throw Aerial Ace. We're looking for the farm down. We do get the farm down, which is nice. And our opponent ends up having the Carbink in the back. Carbink in the back is okay for us, as we generally have some counters to it. We're going to be able to get to 2 digs here, forcing out some energy after that dig goes through. We do shield it just to get to another dig, and basically we want huge damage or this last shield. So our opponent ends up letting it go. They don't allow us to farm it down, but they reveal that they have a Scrafty in the back. So this Scrafty here is going to have to go for multiple foul plays. There's the first foul play. It chunks it away, probably like 5 to 10%. And because they have no shields at this point, we're just going to go for this Earthquake. We're going to shield here, and we want to make sure we throw this Earthquake on optimal timing. We're going to get to this Earthquake, take out this Scrafty, and then we're just going to be able to farm down that Carbink. So GG's to our opponent right there, able to win that game. Let's see what we do on the next one here. So yeah, a little bit of a change in the Clodsire traditional moveset. It has addressed more of these flyers floating around. Here we have the Lantern. Gligar gets switched in, so we're going to stay in and chip. And then we're going to switch out into the Gligar here. We tried to catch a dig, but unfortunately we did not. Looks like they're going to go for back-to-back Aerial Aces at this point, and we should be able to survive this one here. Next, we're going to throw this Aerial Ace, and we're going to make them make a decision. Are they going to shield, or are they going to let this go? So they decide to go for the switch. And we should have thrown a move right there, but unfortunately we did not. But we know that they have low energy, so we're going to be only have to take this move here. It's only an Aerial Ace, but let's see what they bring in here. Okay, so they bring back in the Lantern, so looks like they don't want to see this Lickitung in the back. Let's see. Here we're going to have to shield here, and then we're going to see if they're going to switch out or they're going to shield this one too. They do end up double shielding, so we're going to switch out, and it looks like they did have the Trevenant, which was weak to that Lickitung, we are able to tank a Shadow Ball right there. But because we are running the Mud Shots, we are going to have to get to these charge moves. So looks like we're going to get to this Stone Edge right here. We are trying to undercharge it, and both of us realize that we do not want to KO each other. As soon as the switch clock has been reset, we immediately switch out. They go for the Surf. We are back to the Power Whip energy. We take out this Lantern, and then we are able to farm down this Trevenant. So GG's to our opponent right there. Tricky end game right there, but we were able to figure it out. Looks like the Clodsire with the Stone Edge actually came in clutch right there. Here we go. Next, we are met with another Lantern. This Lantern is going to stay in for a little bit. We're going to try to throw this Power Whip. And then we're going to have to tank a Body Slam first. Let's see if our opponent ends up shielding or they let it go. They actually shield. Interesting. So now we're going to have to try to catch a move. Is this going to be the Thunderbolt? No, it ends up being the Surf. So unfortunately, that was not the catch we wanted. But we're going to be able to get to this dig here to do, 40% damage to this Jellicent. We're going to shield here because we think that we can get to an Arrow Ace. Unfortunately, we do not. So that was unfortunate right there. So we are going to have to go in with the Lickitung. This Lickitung is going to try to farm down at this point. I believe we can survive the Surf. Okay, we do survive a Surf, but then they switch out into their Lantern. We're going to throw this Power Whip. The Power Whip does go through, but it doesn't KO. But now we know that they have a bunch of Surfs available. So here we're going to have to tank this next Surf and basically try to farm down. Here we're going to have to... Oh, facing another Trevenant in the back. So Trevenant in the back is going to be hard to beat because we don't have enough health, and plus they also have a shield still. So looks like the ghosts are floating around right now. GG's to our opponent right there. Unfortunate for us, but the Trevenant in the back was a little bit too strong for the back line. Next game, we have the Cofagrigus. There's another ghost dive. He has switched into the Mandibuzz. This Mandibuzz is going to be a little bit tricky as we don't really have a straight counter to this thing. But we do have this Clodsire, remember, that has the Stone Edge. So that's what we're going to be using. The Mandibuzz does go for the Dark Pulse. We are able to survive it. Here we go. Going to go for the Stone Edge. Good damage. Probably like 35% damage at that point. We are able to survive the next Dark Pulse. And now we're going to make our opponent make a decision. Are they going to shield or are they going to let it go? So they do shield. And our opponent ends up switching out into the Cofagrigus. We're going to switch right back in with our Lickitung here. This is a great matchup for us. So much so that we want to keep this Lickitung healthy. We're going to go for the Power Whips as the Body Slam would be resisted. So we're going to try to go for one Power Whip and farm down is the idea, I think. Ooh, not quite the farm down, but we should be able to tank this next move. Okay, our opponent ends up revealing that they have the Medicham in the bag. This Medicham is going to have to tank 2 Body Slams right here. We're going to be able to get to the Gligar here. This Gligar is going to have to tank a Ice Punch. And then our opponent ends up switching. The Mandibuzz ends up tanking the Arrow Ace, so we're going to go for another Arrow Ace here. Unfortunately, we do not, but we are able to shield it, and then we're going to throw this Arrow Ace right at this Mandibuzz, and we're going to try to CAP time. We do CAP time this Medicham here. They do shield, and they have to throw a move, or they're going to get taken out. One Ice Punch goes through. We're going to go into our Lickitung, and we are able to get to another Body Slam for the KO. So, GG's to our opponent. Check out this team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.